I wanted to come on real fast before I go to work and tell you about Homegoing. I just finished that this morning. I got up with my coffee and I had like 10% left on it. I wanted to finish it before I went to work. A lot to process but I did want to give my first impression of it. To me, it was a haunting generational story. I think there's 8 generations that it followed from 2 different sisters who were separated without ever knowing each other. A study on ancestral trauma, how far-reaching the claws of ancestral trauma truly is. It just travels through families and destroys everything it touches. This ancestral trauma it affected families, cultures, history in so many ways. It was a tough read. There were many horrific traumas and abuses, but it is incredibly important to read. It is something that you can't look away from and that we all need to be aware of and educated on and not shy away from, because it is incredibly important for all of us to know what part any of our ancestors played in the way the world has ended up, which is it's really heavy right now, especially living in the US. It's kind of daunting and hard to find joy in things whenever you really just want to scream and cry and kick, and then you have to go and pay bills and like go to work and buy groceries, and it's just so surreal and very odd. And I know it's not a new concept that we're all living through. Anyway, back to Homegoing. This author was brilliant. At first, after reading the first few chapters, because each chapter is dedicated to a character, and I felt like when it went up to the next chapter, I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to follow that character through the rest of the story in a more in-depth way. When I got to the end, I realized that was their story. It continued and trickled. Yes, I would have liked to, some of the characters I would have liked to have delved more into, really gotten to follow them throughout their lives in a more detailed way and be more present in their life story. But then, of course, she knew what she was doing and connecting them the ways that she did. It's an important read. It's especially important right now for us to really see how far things have not come. We have progressed so much in the world with technology and research and science and so many things. But there's so many things that we're still just sitting in the same spot with. And humanity is one of the most important things. And I don't know why that's such a hard thing for humans to grasp. But apparently it is. So Homegoing was a beautiful first read it was my second read of 2026. I read it along with Carly's book club, and so I've been wanting to read it. Whenever she said it was going to be the book club pick, I was like, this is the time. And I think I got it on sale on Kindle. I did want to read one highlight from there, from Homegoing. It is from page 244, and it is Sonny's chapter. How many bruises could he collect from the police? How many letters to the mayor, governor, president could he send? How many more days would it take to get something to change? When it changed, would it change? Would America be any different, or would it be mostly the same? Mostly the same. So I'm very glad that I got to read that book. Can't wait to read anything else from her. Gyasi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it was a good read. Now I need to pick between a couple of books for my next read, because I'll start that tonight whenever I get home from work. I borrowed this from the library and I haven't cracked it open yet. David Baldacci, A Calamity of Souls, pick number 1. And then I have Buckeye and the Names. I've heard only good things about all 3 of these books. So which is it going to be? We got to pick one of the 3. I'm not sure which one. which one should I read next after Homegoing? I feel like I'll be in a bit of a book funk after that. So I think any of these will be a good read. We'll just have to see which one. What do you guys think?